I'll go to the shop, guys. Do you want anything? I bought 2 mains, a salad, and some painkillers because I'm in pain. Hey everyone, long time no see, of course. What the hell? Sorry, I just made an intro on this, but I just. Who the hell's had a crash? How's this possible? What? The whole front of this car has been mutilated. I'm presuming they would have been sideswiped by the heavy goods vehicle behind it. On the side, yeah, there's a side on the... How the f*** has that happened? Anyway, let's try again. Hello again, this is Pomerak Child, and today is a very special day. I think in one of the earlier episodes, I was coming at you on the camera when I just passed my motorbike theory test. I've now passed my CBT. And this one is a bit special because this is the second time in my life I've done a CBT. And what's even weirder is at the moment, I don't even have a motorbike. I don't own one. I've no immediate intentions of buying one. That will probably change in a couple of months though. But I've passed the CBT. The reason I'm getting my motorbike license is just because I want to get it out of the way. I don't want to have to think about it anymore. I don't have to worry about taking CBTs or getting the theory tests sorted out. It's just done, and I won't have to speak about it again. Because of my age, I am going to go for the direct access. I mean, it would be a bit mad if you didn't at this point. But the main difference with this CBT is that I was on a manual motorbike, and never in my life in the past have I been on a manual motorbike. Not even a manual quad bike, nothing with the manual levers. Manual cars, yeah, but anything on 2 wheels or anything that's remotely like a motorcycle, no. And before I made it to the test centre to carry out the CBT, and even while I was there for a little bit, I had a bit of cold feet. I was thinking, you know what, I'm not really sure this is for me. I would probably be beneficial, because I'm going to be staying in cities, I'd probably be beneficial just to be on the 50cc's and just keep what I've got at the minute with a car licence, because my insurance will be cheaper and everything else. Or I can do the CBT, but I would just stick with automatics. But I think it's fair to say that once you've done a bit of it, once you've done the training in the ground, as it were, so you're doing the figure of 8, you're doing the slalom, you're learning how to do a controlled stop, you're learning how to do all of the manoeuvres on a bike, you get used to it, and you get used to it so much quicker than if you're just starting from scratch. You get used to it, and you get used to it so quickly, so when you're out on the road, you just know how it works. I mean, I was very jerky with the gears, and I think a few times I stalled. But I will say this, I am mostly to blame for those instances, but on some of those instances, it was because the bike in question, it was a 75 plate, so it was a brand new thing. So it was a pretty good score, as you can tell. They have bikes that have a stop-start function in it, so when you twist the throttle, when the engine's cut out, the bike comes back into life. So it's got that function in there. I didn't think it was possible for motorbikes to have that, but I don't know. I don't know any better because I haven't ridden a motorbike in such a long time. And even then, my 50cc, the last bike that I owned, was a cheap Chinese import anyway, so why would it have these fancy features? But I suppose if there's anybody who's going for their CBT, it helps to know a bit of the highway code before you go. CBT in the UK is compulsory basic training, and before you can ride 2 wheels in the UK at all, aside from having a provisional license as a minimum, you need to have undergone compulsory basic training. Essentially, it's a one-day course that gets you used to how the bike feels, how the bike operates, and how you can control it. And it's made up of 5 elements. There's some theory and there's some practical as well. So the theory side of it is your road signs, your road markings, why we have a CBT, why we wear safety equipment, for example. And the practical side of it is doing the figure of 8, doing a slalom, controlled stop, emergency stop, approach to junctions, approaching to side roads, and real world experience. So it was mostly country roads. Because you're in Wiltshire, it's mostly country roads. And as soon as I pulled out of that test centre, the first other vehicle that I saw was a tractor. So you are going to be slightly biased depending on where you have your CBT, but the idea of the CBT is for you to go out on a wide variety of roads so you can experience different environments. The CBT lasts for 2 years, which means I can ride motorcycles up to 125cc for 2 years, displaying L plates. I can't carry any pillion passengers, and I'm not allowed to go on the motorway. However, when I pass my practical motorcycle test, so my Mod 1 and my Mod 2, I will not have any restrictions at all. So I can carry passengers, I can go on the motorway. And again, it's just a weight off my shoulders, thinking, oh, if I want to go back on a motorbike again, I'm not sure if I do. And that was the cold feet I had this morning. When I was doing the testing bit, I couldn't get the manual gears for probably about half an hour. So it was a bit of a struggle. But once I was out on the road, it's good to get hold of it. I don't quite know how to describe it, apart from the fact that you can't really mess it up if you're in a controlled area. So if you're on a compound, if you're on somewhere where the CBTs are being administered, you can't really mess it up because there's nobody honking at you, there's no big lorries or other vehicles you've got to look out for. It's basically the trial run, and then the trial run, once you've done that, after about 4 hours of being inside the test facility. And that's how the CBT works. If you haven't hit any other road users, if you haven't damaged the property, if you haven't crashed the bike, then chances are you're going to be okay. So you're probably thinking to yourself, Jack, why would I bother taking the CBT? Well, the clue is in the name. It's compulsory basic training. In order to ride a motorcycle in Great Britain, you have to take this course. And because it's basic training, I suppose the whole point of it is, can you satisfy the instructor stroke examiner enough that you're able to ride on the road unsupervised and in a safe manner? And if they think that you can, then great, you have a CBT certificate. It's called a DL196. It's valid for 2 years, and for 2 years you can ride up to a 125cc motorcycle. It's 50cc if you're age 16, however. You are forbidden from carrying passengers, and you are forbidden from travelling on motorways. Those are the main points of the CBT certificate. But within the 2 years, while your CBT is still valid, if you pass your motorbike theory test and your motorbike Mod 1 and Mod 2 tests, those are the names for the practical exams, you have a full motorbike license. So in general, you have 4 tests that you need to finish, even though the CBT isn't really a test, it's just a measure of your competency. So provided you pass the CBT, the theory test, the Mod 1 practical test and the Mod 2 practical test, you've got a bike license in Great Britain. Now, I've already done the theory test and I've just done the CBT today, so I'm 50% of the way there. However, if you want to ride on a proper big boys license called unrestricted license, an A category license, I think you have to ride a motorbike that's at least 595cc, and you will do that at the test centre. Basically, the test centre, sorry, the driving school that you will be, oh, for sake. Basically, the riding school, who you will be taking your direct access course with, will be providing the bike. Some schools also provide helmets, gloves and other equipment too. If you have your own, then of course you can bring that, provided it meets necessary safety standards. But yeah, it's a pretty good if you're learning how to be on the road for the first time, if you want road sense, if you just want to know how to ride a motorcycle, then it's a good way to get started. I say it's a good way to get started, it's the only way to get started, unless you're taking a test in another country, but that involves you changing licenses. And it's good, it's fulfillment, it just ticks the box. It's nice, it's a nice feeling. It's a nice feeling when you get a certificate to show that you've done something. And it's a good feeling for me because now I have to come up with a decision. Do I stay where I am now in Wiltshire and pay about 800 quid to £1,000 to do my full licence with a riding school here, or do I wait until after I've got married, which will be this time next year, and find a riding school there and do my practical tests in the driving school in the place where I'm moving to? I've got arguments and cases for both. The first case of me just staying here is because I know the roads, so I have that bias. But the reason that I have against it is because I don't want to put myself in any pressure. I'm considering buying a house with the other half, and we kind of need that money. So it's just a case of importance, I think. I think it's just a case of, you know, can it wait? Can it be done now? It's a bit of a quandary. So if you've got an answer, then leave it in the comments below. So, you know, I take all comments seriously, even the ones who are sarcastic on the POV Pro videos. I take comments with consideration. I'm at over 905 subscribers now. Talking of subscriber counts, I am almost at 1,000, and I said to my partner that I will get 1,000 subscribers by Christmas. I am absolutely positive of it. Now that I'm at 905 and we've only just hit October, I'm still confident. I'm still very confident that we can do this. Bollocks, I should have stayed on the motorway. It actually would have made more sense if I just stayed on and made the turning at the next junction, because I'd have been closer to my destination. But I'm going through town now, great! And as you can see, the car is coming to a slow and controlled stop. That means the traffic has officially begun. Thank you so much for watching this. I'm grateful as always. And let's make 1,000 subs by Christmas. I know you can do it, guys. Anyway, bye. Very nice. Nissan Bluebird.